police, open the door. They had AR-15s or M16s. They were pointing at us.
I really thought they were going to kill me. I really did.
They didn't care what your rights were. They were going to deny them.
You're letting the thugs get away with everything, and you're coming to honest, good citizens and taking away their protection, and it is wrong. Wrong. Wrong.
But still, the order had been given for police and National Guard to go house to house, often with guns drawn, to evacuate residents and confiscate their firearms.
No one will be able to be armed. We will take all weapons.
It was a human drama with emotions and tensions running high. Patty Connie is still trying to recover physically and emotionally.
They really did a number on me.
From the day police forced her from her home.
It was traumatic. All of a sudden, they were banging on the front door, the side door, and the back door. They said, let us in.
Patty tried to explain. She was on dry land, she had plenty of food and water, and didn't want to abandon her dogs. But it didn't matter.
If you see 6 or 8 police that look like linebackers pushing me in a corner, you're in shock. I'm saying, look at all my food. I got plenty of food. They kept pushing me back, and ended up like this.
Then, Patty showed them a small revolver she was carefully holding in the palm of her hand. A camera crew was there to capture what unfolded next.
I said, it's not even loaded. And I dropped it on the floor.
You got a gun?
Well, they punched me in the face. Look at my black and blue marks. Look at what they did to me. They dragged me out of here. How could this happen in America?
Go get one. If you're an honest citizen, get one if you're in fear. I had my Bible and I had my gun, and I knew I was safe.
You know, we won 1 million new members by what happened in New Orleans by standing up for those folks. The police were horrified what they were ordered to do, go get honest folks' guns. After that, we won a law in Louisiana and 27 other states and a federal law saying never again in a time of emergency can the federal government take firearms away from law-abiding people. But I still think it's the same kind of arrogance you still get today out of Mayor Michael Bloomberg in New York, Senator Charles Schumer, where they say freedom's okay for us, our bodyguards are okay for us. Hey, we'll get the permits to the rich and the famous, but hey, not for the rest of you. And I've got a short clip before I close to show you from MSNBC on that. We started this effort back in the 80s. We only had 3 states. 40 states now have right-to-carry laws. Every step of the way, while the states enacted those laws, we had to listen to the hysterical predictions from Senator Schumer and a lot of the national media. There's no attempt in those 40 states to even repeal any of those laws. What Senator Schumer likes is what New York City has, where the rich and the famous, the Wall Street bankers, the celebrities, the politicians, they all get their permits, and yet the average person in the Bronx that most needs it is flat out of luck. When seconds matter, despite all their good intentions, the police are minutes away. And the American public wants to be able to protect themselves. At the very core of American consciousness is a fundamental root belief that I have a right to protect myself. Senator Schumer may not agree with that. Michael Bloomberg, despite he has armed security, may not agree with that. But I'll tell you, the American people agree with it. You know, we live in a time of historic change, intense agitation out there. And as we stand there watching this young administration, an election which could be revolutionary in this country this fall, and our leaders, those that we entrust to watch over them, would be wise to review the history, I believe, that I've gone through today. Because whether it's the distortions of the Obama White House on Mexico or the dishonesty you saw out of President Clinton's administration on crime, the fact is every one of those political failures should give pause and caution to those in power. Because in many ways, I believe the gun debate of the last 20 years is a perfect metaphor for the political dynamic we face today. As we've seen over and over and over against the founding of this nation, when those in power lie, cheat, defy the will of the people rise up. And those in power crash and burn. In an age when so many freedoms have been diminished or restrained, The NRA's expansion of freedom is worthy of study, I believe, by anyone who wants to take power back for the people. A decade ago, Peter Jennings wrapped up the 2000 elections with an interesting analysis of the NRA's role.
I really regret that the NRA leader, I guess he was frustrated.
But LaPierre knew exactly what he was doing.
The director of the NRA went off the deep end the other day with those intemperate comments.
He was picking a fight in which he knew the rules.
And here's the rules. Simple. Tell the truth. Demand justice. Stand with the American people because they know those rules. They live by those rules. And they demand that their leaders respect those rules. And I'm standing here to tell you and them, defending truth, demanding justice, isn't just politically the safest thing to do. In the end, it's the right thing to do. It's the only thing to do. Because truth and justice, I believe, in this country, the United States of America, will always prevail. Thank you very much.
Today at the City Club of Cleveland, we are listening to a Friday Forum featuring Wayne LaPierre, CEO and Executive Vice President of the National Rifle Association of America. We will return to our speaker in a minute for our traditional City Club questions. We encourage you to formulate your questions for our speaker now and remind you to keep them brief and to the point. We welcome you to this City Club Forum, the oldest continuous free speech forum in the country. For those listening to today's forum, through one of our broadcast partners, we want to remind you that all are welcome here at the City Club. Please visit our website to see a full schedule of our upcoming programs. Our greetings go to those present in this room and to our guests. We hope you will join the City Club and become active in our ongoing civic dialogue. We welcome guests at tables hosted by Baker Hostetler and France Ward, LLP. Thank you for joining us today. Today is the Sidney D. Josephs Forum on the Bill of Rights. The City Club is proud and grateful to Mr. Joseph's family in their generosity in endowing today's forum. Now, we would like to return to our speaker for our traditional City Club question and answer period. We welcome questions from everyone, including guests. Holding the microphones today are City Club Director of Development, Jessica Allen, and PR and Programs Manager, Carrie Miller. Mr. LaPierre, first question, please. Oops.
Sir?
Yes.
The videos that you showed today show that you've been very consistent in your message and in the numbers that you use, and yet they don't really show any backup to the numbers that you use. Given that your main premise today is that the other side has been using false numbers in lying, why wouldn't you bring to us more solid backup than so-and-so has said to me, or what are the sources of your reports and some
I can footnote everything I've talked about. Are you talking about the crime numbers on prosecutions?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, I'll tell you where we got them. They're all available through, during the Clinton administration, those numbers. Syracuse University has a major program called TRACK. They track all the federal prosecutions. And let me tell you why I was so upset about it. Here are the figures. Washington, D.C., they had 2 prosecutions. L.A., 20. Chicago, 30. New Jersey, the entire state, 14. San Diego, 9. New Orleans, 20.